Hey, what's going on, guys? gdoggcasey here, bringing you episode number 2 of our Dark Souls 2 walkthrough slash Let's Play. You know, whatever. We're just playing through the game, that's all. So in the last video, there was lots of tutorials, lots of dialogue, lots of character creation. In this video, we're finally going to get started. So we're going through the Forest of the Fallen Giants here, and this is pretty much the beginner area, which is nice for them to include because, you know, everyone new to Dark Souls is going to have issues with figuring out how to play this game efficiently without dying a lot. So this kind of gets you into the swing of things. In this part, you want to come and get this archer. Obviously, don't let him hit you like that, but this archer is going to be pegging you with arrows while you're taking care of the rest of the guys. So if you can just rush him down, it'll make your day much easier. Now, don't forget to look around every area you're in this game because there's hidden items all over the place. And if you ever see an enemy just lying on the ground for no reason, chances are he's going to get up and attack you. So just take a swing at him just to check. So we've got that soul there. We're going to heal up a little bit and move on to the next area of this beginning part of the game. I'm going to climb the ladder here. In Dark Souls 2, there's new ladder controls. You can actually sort of sprint up the ladder like you see me doing there. You can slide down just like in the old game. And you can actually drop off as well, which is pretty good. So this area is actually pretty tough. There's another ambush here. You got 3 guys after you. And an archer shooting at you from up above. So if you stand in this portion of the courtyard area, the big tree in the center is actually blocking the archer from being able to hit you. So this is a good spot to fight them because the archer up there can't swing at you. And before we fight that guy, you know, we'll pick up some items around him. But you're going to want to take out the archer before you fight him, just so you're not restricted to one area of the map. Because he's actually kind of tough. I don't know. I've never really easily been able to kill him. So maybe that's just my skill and I'm not good. I don't know. I mean, right now I'm not carrying a shield, which really doesn't help either. We're dual wielding for the moment. We're not going to be doing this all game. You come to this area, come up the ladder here, and take care of these goons. Careful with the way the walls are set up there. You don't want to be smashing your weapon off walls, because it'll leave you open to be hit. So here's another archer. Sprint, dodge, and get hit anyway, and take him out easily. There we go. So we can actually jump over this little ledge here. I find the beginning area has a lot of little jumping areas for you too, so you can kind of get used to the jump mechanic. If you're a Dark Souls 1 veteran, you know, there's not too much of this. Although, like I said in the last video, the jumping still works pretty much the same. It's not like you can jump farther in this game. It's the same jump that you had from Dark Souls 1. It's just a little bit easier to control, and, you know, the game just gives you more places to try it out. So if you actually come over here, behind this little wall here, there's an item as well. Just a soul, but, you know, you want to be trying to get 100% completion, I guess. So we can head back down this spiral staircase here, and actually right at the bottom of this ladder, there's a little spot where you can jump, and you can see that item in the top of the screen there. We probably can make that jump right now, but if we miss, we don't have enough hit points to survive the fall. So, and it's a bit of a tough jump, so we'll be coming back to that later. At the moment, I can't remember what the item is. I don't think it's anything super useful, but we'll come back to it in one of those mop-up videos I was talking about. So we're gonna fight this knight now, and we're just gonna try to you know, get a few pot shots in and then dodge away when we can. Not having a shield is a little bit crappy for this fight, but that's okay. We can manage. It also means we're more mobile, so we can just keep dodging around. Now, that hurt a little bit. Sometimes when you can get a stab in, oh, what was? I had no idea that was coming. Inhuman speed there. Let's heal up. You can see he can cut you down pretty quickly if you're not careful. So you got to be very careful against this guy. Yeah, there we go. So sometimes our stab with the short sword in the left hand there will actually stagger him a little bit, but then sometimes it doesn't. I think they call that hyper armor in Dark Souls, which means that while he's attacking, basically he has like unlimited poise, so you can't actually stagger him in the middle of an attack. Some enemies you can, some you can't, and this guy, it seems to be, see, like we stun him there, but sometimes you can't. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know all the ins and outs of the game. We do take them out finally, but we had to use quite a few life gems there. We're probably going to pop another one here. And we get the Hide, I think that's how you say it, Hide Knight Sword. It's an interesting weapon. It's not one I'm going to be using, but it is kind of cool. The moveset is pretty neat. It does sort of like this undercut. You know, I don't think I'm going to be showing it off in this video, but yeah, just equipping the Estus Flask there because it actually wasn't even equipped. Might have been a little bit quicker to heal up during that fight. But we'll take a look at this sword here. It does less damage than the scimitar that I have right now, so, you know, and I also need more strength to wield it, so we're just not going to use it right now. But it is there. Oh, forgot about that guy. See, he was laying on the ground. The ambushes in the early game are pretty easy to avoid, and even if you do set them off, chances are you're going to survive. But, you know, it's letting you know for later, because sometimes those guys are really well hidden. So you can go left, but we're going to go straight, because in this room here there's two guys waiting to ambush, and you kind of want to get out of the way as quick as you can, or take one out fast, and try not to get hit by this guy. So we have the scimitar at risk now. New to Dark Souls 1, I'm going to kind of talk about this while we go through this area. You'll notice that I'm only going to be using my short sword here because I don't want to break... Sorry, I don't want to break my scimitar. So, in Dark Souls 2, I think I said Dark Souls 1. New to Dark Souls 2, the weapon durability is much more of a factor because in between bonfires, every time you basically hit your weapon off of either a wall or an enemy, the durability goes down much faster. So, it's a very smart idea to specialize in 2 weapons, maybe even 3 sometimes, depending on how far between bonfires it is. In this case, we're pretty close to the next bonfire, but we still have several enemies we have to fight, and if I use my scimitar, I'll break it. So, we're going to try to use a short sword here. Now, there are ways to remedy that. There's repair powder you can use, which instantly fills your durability on your weapon, but not if you broke it already. So you have to be careful because it doesn't give you a lot of notice when it says your weapon is at risk. You literally have like 2 or 3 swings left and then it's going to break. So careful with this guy. He throws fire bombs. A little targeting issue there. The fire bombs can hurt quite a bit. Generally he's pretty easy to take out, but every once in a while he'll pull out this like Peyton Manning throw and just hit you right in the face, so you should be careful with that. This guy over here doesn't pose much of a threat, but he is guarding this item. And you can see picking up lots of life gems off these guys, it's pretty useful to take them out and get those life gems, because we will have a renewable source of life gems later, but right now they are kind of finite until you get past a certain area, so, you know, try to conserve them as much as you can. I've been using a lot more than I really wanted to. So we're going to come here, and there's a guy waiting in ambush here. He's not too hard to take out, but he does have a halberd, and those can do a lot of damage to you, so you want to make sure you can just kill him before he hits you, which isn't very hard, but, you know, I'm sure it's happened to someone. So we're going to open this door on the left here, and it's going to lead us to the second bonfire of the game. And a very sort of central hub to this area, because there's 3 different branching paths from here, not counting the one that leads you here. So technically you can go 4 different ways.
Anything. Oh, come now, help an old woman and buy something. My name is Melentia. You're a stranger to this land. Oh, we get as strangers these days. Everybody's gone and run off. Dranglake's been a pile of rubble since the war, fought long, long ago. And the giants crossed the sea. Seemed like the battles would never end. Poor folk like myself have nary a place to sleep. That's why I keep all me things right with me. You may travel light, but methinks you bear a burden of your own. They say these trees trees grew from the remains of the giants. From each carcass sprouted new life growing into what you see now. But you know what they also say? Don't believe what an old hag says. It's high time that I pick up and move. I've a bargain for you next time we meet, my love.
So Melentia's a pretty sweet old lady, as you can obviously tell. So she has some items here, some weapons that you probably aren't going to want to pick up. The club is pretty nice if you're a strength character, but you know you won't be using it probably for the whole game. Some armor and some human effigies, which is pretty good. Life gems, fire bombs, witching urns, throwing knives, Pharaoh's lockstones, which are new to Dark Souls 2, and the key for the blacksmith, which you absolutely have to pick up. So make sure you have 1,000 souls at least for that. And I like to pick up 10 throwing knives here because in Dark Souls 2, range attacks are very, very good. And you'll be seeing me use them a lot more than you would expect if you were a Dark Souls 1 veteran. And you know what? Even in Dark Souls 1... Don't interrupt me, lady. Even in Dark Souls 1, ranged attacks were useful, but anyway. This is a neat effect with Dark Souls 2. When you light up bonfire, bam, it just lights up the whole area. Pretty sweet. So we're going to rest here, respawn all the enemies, and continue moving on. Because in these videos, I actually want to try my best to complete a full area in one video. So my usual 30-minute rule is not going to apply to this. Now is a good time. While we're in Majula, we're actually going to be leveling up a little bit. So let's just level up. And while I'm leveling up here, I'm going to talk to you about that sound in the background, which shouldn't continue. And it's embarrassing, and I hate that it's happening now. But it's just my headphone jacks with my mic and my headphones. The jack is really loose, and if my cat just kind of walks by and like nuzzles up against it, it basically makes that noise because it's like disconnecting and reconnecting, and it's so annoying. So now when I'm recording videos, I'm actually just unplugging the headset. You know, and it shouldn't happen too much longer. I know it happens a little bit more in this video, and then after that, it's gonna stop. I hope. I apologize for that. It's definitely annoying. So now we leveled up. We got some strength, so we can wield the shield now, and it's gonna make traveling through the world a little bit easier. Having a pretty decent shield to hide behind. So we'll go back here. So like I said, there's 4 different ways out of this room. Now that's the way to continue the level down this ladder here. And up these stairs leads to a door that we can't open right now, but I'll show it to you. This door you need the soldier's key, and we'll be getting that in this video, but we won't be opening those doors in this video. That'll be a little bit later. So instead we're going to head back the way we came, because there's a little section over here that we want to go through. And I guess I'm just going to come and take care of this guy, just to show you that the R2 moveset with the scimitar, even when you're carrying a shield, is still pretty good. So we'll be going with the scimitar for now, although we will most likely be switching to a different weapon later on in the game. So if you just drop down here, and then you can see all the blood stains everywhere. Drop down here, and just... you know, you can take him out quickly, but careful, because there's a guy right behind you as well. So, you know, as long as you know what's coming in this game, it's relatively easy. But if that was your first time dropping down, who knows, chances are you probably got stabbed in the back by that guy. So, just be careful. Continue along this way, and you can drop down here. Now, that window is our way back to the top, so you don't have to go in there right now, but we're going to drop down. And there's actually another soldier that's on his way up to get us right now that I forgot about. You can see him down there. But we'll come get this item first. Another human effigy, which every time I hear the word human effigy, I think about the way the old firekeeper at the beginning of the game says it. Like, it's a human effigy. Every time I think about it, that's how I think about it. It's weird, but anyway, we got a human effigy. So that's good. We want to stock up on those because they're pretty scarce early in the game. But as long as you know what you're doing and you're not dying a lot, you'll be okay. You know, if you're new to the game and you're dying all the time, then you might need to pick some up from Melentia. She's got 5 in her stockpile there, so you can get them from her. So come down this tree here and just keep an eye out. These guys sort of blend in with the environment a little bit, so just make sure you're looking around. Just playing carefully. Keep your shield up. If you're ever entering an area that you're unfamiliar with, keep your shield up because you never know when someone's going to jump out and try to take your head off. These guys, though, relatively simple. And if we head down this cave here, there's an item that we can pick up. Hollow Soldier Helm. It's possible you may have picked up like 7 of these already just from the Hollow Soldiers we've been killing. Not a very good helmet. I suppose if you want to go for the hollow look, you can with it though, so that's kind of neat. So just exploring the bottom part of this area here. That ladder will be climbing later, but there is an item over here we want to pick up. 3 life gems. Not so bad. So one more spot down here that we want to check out, and it's right in this little cave. Now this could be it's probably a spot where a lot of new players died, because first of all, this worm thing, or I think it's I don't know what it is. It's shooting fireballs, and that will deal a lot of damage. So you want to make sure you don't get hit by that. And as soon as you pick up that Soul of the Proud Knight, these 2 guys try to ambush you, and they could get to you pretty quickly. So if you don't know that they're here, you'll be in trouble because they have your back up against the fire bombs there. So you got to be able to take them out quick. Now, also, while opening this door, make sure you do it right after a fireball because it takes forever to open doors in this game. Like, who opens doors like that, especially when you're in a dangerous spot? I don't know, but you can roll through and dodge the fire. And there's a good weapon here. The Fire Longsword. This weapon, every time I summon a co-op companion around here, everyone's always using the fire sword. It is a good weapon. I don't know the details 100%, so I'm not really the best person to talk about it, but because it does fire damage and physical damage, it counts as split damage, which means that it has to get past 2 defenses of the enemy. For example, let's say these regular hollows here, they have pretty poor physical defense, and I'm assuming pretty poor fire defense, so using a fire weapon against them is going to work out to your advantage. But if you go up against someone who has strong fire resistance, then your fire damage is going to be reduced greatly, and all you have is your physical damage, which is about half the amount as a regular longsword because of the fact that the damage is split 2 ways. Anyway, right here, be very careful because right behind you, bam! While recording this video, that scared the living crap out of me. Luckily, that is not reflected in a video, but I completely forgot he was there, and I almost got murdered. So we're back in this area. Just come take care of these guys. But yeah, the fire weapons are pretty good. In my first playthrough through this area, I was using it. Oh, scimitar at risk, and I don't have another weapon equipped, so we're just gonna punch this guy to death. There you go. That's not too bad. It barely takes any stamina to punch either, so you can just keep going. Let's get our short sword equipped, or what are we gonna do? So we need 11 strength to wield this, but if we do it in 2 hands, if we wield it with 2 hands, we can use half the strength requirement. So, and we have 10, so we can easily wield this weapon in 2 hands, and we don't need a shield against these guys. Honestly, I don't even need to fight these guys, but whatever. So we'll take a look at this sword. It does lightning damage, so another weapon that does split damage against these. Oh shit! What's going on there? Against these enemies, they don't have very amazing defense. These elemental weapons are pretty reasonable, but later on, I don't know if they hold up. So we're going to come rest at the bonfire now. We've taken care of that area is completely optional, but it's good for souls. It's good for, you know, just getting practice, because Dark Souls is a game where practice actually does matter. And it's nice to go around and, you know, take care of some of the easier enemies and just get yourself in the zone. But now we're going to come down this ladder, and we can see some fire salamanders down there. We're not going to be worrying about them. I know there is a way to get down there, but I'm not doing that yet. That's going to come in a mop-up video. That door I just checked out is locked from our side, but it is a shortcut that we can unlock later on. So having rested at the bonfire, we can use our scimitar again. There we go. across the bridge over here, you can see a weapon. Now, this guy lying on the ground, he's a little tricky. Sometimes you can't hit him. I guess it depends on your weapon, the moveset it has. With the scimitar, we can hit him, but if you're using like a rapier, he's really hard to hit. The way to trigger him to stand up is to go and get that item. So there's another door. You notice it's got the same pattern on it as the other door we couldn't open before. That's going to be a recurring theme in this area. You need the same key to open that door as you do to open all the other doors that look like it, which is basic video game mechanic. That guy there has... I see bloodstains in this room all the time, I guess from that guy. I don't know, he's never killed me, but there's always notes about him. I guess he scares a lot of people. So this area, we're going to want to come and hide behind this tree trunk here because there's more archers firing at us. And just from walking in this area, we've aggroed 2 enemies. So we're going to wait here and let them come to us. Yeah, that tree trunk can get in the way there, so be careful. A thrusting weapon is really good here, actually, but we are not using one. There we go, taking care of him. So we can run directly up this tree trunk and continue on with the level, but we're missing a whole optional area here, and important NPC as well. So let's just drop down here, taking some arrows, and right behind this corner here where the ladder is, there's an enemy waiting in ambush, and I just saw him there. I think he'll climb up here, or maybe we'll just jump down. Yeah, he's trying to climb up. We just jump down after him, though. Take him out quickly, NBD. Nothing else over there, so we'll climb up the ladder. And this optional area is a little bit annoying just because of all the different ways you have to go if you want to fully complete it. And this little battle is your first sort of encounter with 2 guys at once who are stronger than just the basic hollows, and you're getting pegged by arrows. Pretty annoying, actually. And these guys with the shields, it takes a lot of getting... Like, they work a little differently from Dark Souls 1. So if you are a major Dark Souls 1 veteran, these guys are going to throw you for a loop at first, because you can't really get past their guard unless you do that specific guard smash move. And you can see this guy's fucking us up a little bit here. We're having issues. Finally able to take him down. Basically, you just want to let him do his attack combo and then hit him while he's vulnerable. But sometimes it's harder to do that than it seems. So we're going to equip some throwing knives here, as this is the first part where throwing knives are very useful. And you can see how much damage they do. Like, just throw 2 at him and he's dead. So just do that. You might as well save yourself the trouble. We can drop down here. There's nothing up there, so don't worry. Normally I do jump anyway, but there's nothing there. You just want to drop down this way. Come over here, and if you see, instead of dropping down, which I almost did there, take this hard left, and you can get Titanite Shard, I believe, over here. There you go. Titanite Shards, I think I mentioned it in the last episode, but they're used for upgrading. It's very similar to Dark Souls 1. I'm assuming a lot of you guys have played Dark Souls 1. If not, though, I will say the basic explanations. Essentially, you collect Titanite Shards, and you use them to upgrade your weapons to do more damage. Shards are for low-level upgrading, so from level 1, 2, and 3, I think you can use shards. Once you get to level 4, you need large Titanite Shards instead of just the regular ones. And after that, you need chunks, and then for the final upgrade, you need a slab. And those are very rare. So we'll take that guy out with some throwing knives, but come over here quickly because there is an item here. And as long as these guys aren't wielding a shield, then they're really easy to take out. Picked up a torch there. I haven't found too many uses for torches in this game. I just turn the brightness up. To be completely honest, especially when I'm recording and I'm uploading to YouTube, I want you guys to be able to see. But not only that, I just hate it when games use darkness as a mechanic, and I know that it's an important mechanic, and in some games it's really important, but in this one, I would rather just not deal with it. So we can do another jump over here, just making sure I'm not missing anything, but there isn't any items here. There's a ladder up there, which we'll use to get back to the beginning of this little area, but I guess we're going to come up now and take a look. You'll notice, though, that I actually I did this by accident, pretty much. If it isn't obvious yet, I'm doing post-commentary, so I can play this and record it and kind of relax, and then just commentate on it afterwards. It allows me to edit as well, so if there's a silly death or something, I can edit the run back, and that's going to be useful. Anyway, that's how you get back to the back out of this area. So I went up there by accident. What you really want to do is come through this cave and just keep running straight. Yeah. I knew about that too. I just honestly completely forgot. And that's the fun thing about Dark Souls, is that every once in a while you just forget about something that nearly one-shot me there, so that was dangerous. Make sure you don't keep running straight, because then that'll happen. I think I did upgrade my vitality a little bit so I was able to stay alive, but if I was hollow, like if you're dying a lot at the beginning and you're hollow, that'll probably take you out. So let's talk to this guy.
I was just daydreaming, I think. My name is Kale. I'm a traveler, like yourself. I'm navigating the continent to create a map. Why cartography, you ask? Well, that's a good question. When I first came to this forsaken land, it was a curse? Something about a curse. How embarrassing. I seem to have lost my focus. But I do know one thing for certain. I have always been very fond of maps. I came to this land some time ago. Drangleic, the Lost Kingdom. It sounded so romantic. Have you seen Majula? Well, there's a rather spacious mansion there. I made it my temporary home. Well, as something of a squatter, I'm afraid. Inside the mansion, I found a strange map, like none I'd ever seen. I believe that it's a map of Drangleic. Now I'm traveling the land to prove it. Yes, that's it. That's why I came to the kingdom. Wait, no, that wasn't it. Then what? I don't seem to recall. Were you looking for that map? Wonderful. Then you're fascinated by maps, just like me. Shame on you. You should have told me before. Here, take this. A key to the mansion. What a joy to meet a kindred spirit out here. Incredible, really, isn't it? Such a map to be chiseled in stone. Oh, but one thing. I would not venture deep into the mansion. Now, I can't be certain, but I've heard disturbing noises. Something about it feels wrong. Just be careful, please.
Wow, that guy talks a lot. So, yeah, he gives you the key to the mansion. You can find that mansion in Majula, and we'll be doing that a little bit later. He's an interesting character. I don't remember if he said what he was doing there. Maybe that's just me being forgetful. But what is he doing in that corner? Like, he's just fumbling around the corner of the cave, I guess. He's a very forgetful man, obviously, and something's going on with him, I guess. But yeah, he's living in the mansion, which at the start of the game, you go there and the door's locked, and there's that noise again. So don't worry, guys, it's not your computer. It's my computer, so yeah. It's about halfway through this video, I think, where I just ripped the headphones out because I was like, damn it, I wasn't sure if the sound was actually being recorded. It's hard to tell when you're frapsing something, and you know, some things do get picked up by fraps and some things don't. I guess that's one of the things that does. So anyway, we're finally done with that area. Another completely optional area, but if you want the key to the mansion, you gotta go down there. And you have to talk to that guy like 75 times. So we're just gonna come and take these guys out from behind. Now, you can go up this ladder here that you can see on the right. It's gonna kind of force a fight with a boss you're going to be fighting later. And to be honest, I am at a loss. I don't know what happens if you kill him early. Because the first time I tried to take him out, he just murdered me. And, you know, that was because I wasn't very good at the game at the time. I still don't feel like I'm amazing at it, but anyway. So we take that guy out with a throwing knife. And these barrels here lead to a shortcut. If you can get that guy to throw a firebomb and hit those barrels, then you can unlock that shortcut. Something I didn't know at the time of recording this video. You see, these guys with shields are just so hard to take out. I don't know why. I have issues with them. But if you swing a fire weapon at a barrel that explodes, the barrel will explode in your face and try to murder you. So you can actually open that area up with a fire sword, and I do have one, but at the time of recording this video I wasn't aware of that, so you know, we'll take care of that a little bit later. It's just a shortcut to the bonfire, and we will, you know, I'll show that to you later. So we'll just continue along this way, trying to ignore those computer noises as best as possible. I'm sorry, guys. But anyway, we'll come down here, and if you just drop to the left of this staircase, which I'm not doing, there's an item there. Be very careful here. 3 guys behind those ballistas. If you take a step in, they fire 3 ballista bullets right at you. Most of the time they'll take care of that guy as well, so that's good, but you just don't want to go running in there. And then after that, all 3 of them come out. Now I had a really easy time with them there. We're actually using the fire longsword now because it is a good weapon for early on. Of course, you know, the easiest part of this whole ambush is, oh my god, the part where I'm getting a little bit fucked up. So we're gonna heal up. My god, that is so frustrating. I know it's gonna stop. I bet you that's what I'm doing right now, is just ripping that out. I think it's about done now. So come in here, you can find a sorcery, Great Soul Arrow, and the blue wooden shield, which is sort of a mediocre shield. It's the one we have right now is better than that one, so we'll continue to use this one. It is lighter though, so if you're having an issue bringing your equip load below 70%, then you know, you can use that shield instead. Searching around the area a little bit, we are going to drop down here. So that spot on the wall over there is where you put Pharaoh's Lockstone, and using Pharaoh's Lockstone is always going to do something interesting. A lot of time, actually quickly I got to talk about this. This chest is trapped. When you see white smoke, hold up your shield. When you see green smoke, roll away as fast as possible. That's the trick there. This Pharaoh's Lockstone will, I think it opens a hole in the wall somewhere where you can go get some items. I can't remember exactly what it is. That door is locked from this side, so if you swing your sword at it, it'll actually trigger the guards on the other side to open it up, and you can pull them in. Careful though, there's quite a few guys in here. There's at least 2, maybe 3, and sometimes they all come in at once, so yeah, and that guy's got a shield, so he's tough to take care of. There's the 3rd guy there, so there is 3. We're having an easy time here. You know, the fire longsword is pretty good, so there's no real harm in using that early on. It's got a good move set as well, so anyway, we get the life ring and a large titanite shard, which is very good for upgrading. The life ring is going to allow us to just increase our maximum hit points by just a little bit. I think it's like 20 hit points. It's really not a lot, but we'll put it on because why not? And that's what this whole extra section is about. Again, if you put the lockstone in that hole in the wall, then you will be able to get some more items. I don't remember what they are. That'll be included in a mop-up video because I just don't want to be wasting 4,000 souls on purchasing lockstones all the time. I'll probably, actually, as far as lockstones go, I'll probably do like a lockstone video, you know, where I just unlock all the lockstones. Anyway, let's talk to this guy.
Traveling all alone in these treacherous times. Well, I hope you have a very good reason. Oh, hogwash. Who am I to judge? My name is Pate. I journey hither and thither on a sort of treasure hunt, you might call it. Be careful out there. There's talk of unsavory bandits who prey upon travelers like yourself. Oh yes, you be cautious if you go any farther. There's treasure in there for certain, but the entrance locks from behind. I saw the same design earlier, and it's the same contraption, I'm sure. I was with this warrior, you see, and he insisted that he go inside first. The rather brusque fellow tried to swipe the loot for himself, but it trapped him inside. I still have the gent's ring. I do hope he wasn't harmed. I'll leave this one to you. I'm worried about what might be inside. I'll leave this one.
Alright, so he's warning us that this gate is most likely going to lock behind us. We don't care though, we're badasses. And whoa, didn't remember that guy. So, being a little bit careless. And running out of stamina there, so getting our guard broken. There you can see the gate locked, so he wasn't lying about that. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know if he, a lot of people seem to think that he's purposely trapping you in there, hoping for you to die, so that he can loot your body. Who knows? I mean, he has a... He did have a relatively good explanation for what happened to the other guy he was traveling with, maybe, but obviously he could be lying as well, so... Hard to tell. This is a dangerous area, be careful. These two guys come flying out at you, and there's a third as well. And... yeah, just getting a little bit careless there. Now, if you can get their health low and make it so that it's only one shot to kill them, you'll be alright. Oh, we almost got killed there. That is crazy. So let's just run back and sort of regroup. Here we go. So luring the guys with no shield out first is really going to help, because the guy with the shield, he just blocks all your shit. So luckily we're able to take him out, wait for that attack, and then just stab this guy to death. So yeah, that guy's name is Pate, and I don't know too much about him except for the fact that everybody seems to think he's treacherous, and everybody thinks he is sort of like a reincarnation of Patches from Dark Souls 1. Alright, so you see I unlocked that, that little secret passageway there. There's usually a note in front of it to let you know it's there. If there isn't, though, then now you know. And you can get the sorcerer's staff here, which will allow you to shoot sorceries, which we're most likely not going to be doing. So just watch out for these arrows here. I took one to the face. And continue along. Not too sure what that guy was doing. He was just sort of walking around. Anyway, we'll come to this area, which is actually right above Patches. Or, sorry, right above Pate. I just call them Patches. So if you drop down here, you can actually see him down there. And he'll give you a little reward for making it out.
Well, I see you managed to escape. I hope that brave warrior didn't come a cropper either. Be careful out there. There's talk of unsavory bandits who prey upon travelers like yourself. Oh, but you should take this. It allows undead to call out for help to one another across the fissures between worlds. With luck, somebody will lend you a hand. Well, I see. Be careful out.
Alright, so we get the white sign, soapstone. He's basically like Solaire from Dark Souls 1 as well. And oh look, that item I was talking about earlier, I completely forgot it in the recording, but we went back and got it. Green Blossom allows you to have faster stamina regeneration, so, you know, it could be useful if you find yourself running out a lot. This room is incredibly dangerous because those guys are going to be throwing fire bombs at you and making those barrels explode, and you're most likely going to die if you go in there without taking them out first. You can just sprint past them though, so you know, in the event that a boss is killing you a lot and you have to run by, hint hint, that's happened to me. You can run by and you can make it to the boss room, and you'll be okay as long as you do it quickly. But anyway, we're going to be doing a thorough investigation of this area. So remember what Melentia was saying about how it's like the trees have sprouted from the corpses of giants or something like that? That's a little bit of a hint towards that. Seeing the giant there just looking like a half tree. They look like trees anyway, even when they don't have trees coming out of them, so I don't know too much about them, but there's a little piece of lore there for you lore enthusiasts, and now we can see all these summon stones everywhere. The light crossbow that we pick up here could be very useful if you're like a strength build and you don't have the dexterity required to use a bow. And are we going to put it on right now? Yeah, maybe we will. I don't know. You could shoot those guys from that little ledge there, or you can just come down here, drop down and take care of them. There's actually an item there as well, so let's see if we can run and jump across. Oh, there we go, we made it. And it's a torch and a soul. So let's just drop down here and try to take these guys out fast as possible, and our longsword's at risk. So let's switch to the scimitar now. Oh, and we broke our scimitar. I was just looking at that too. Shit, are we gonna break our longsword too? Oh man. I think I remember what I do here. Yeah, I switch my shield and I just smash him with the shield. I didn't want to break the longsword because it's not a lot of souls to repair a broken item. It's about 1,000, you know, but 1,000 early on is a lot, so I just would rather not break the longsword too. So now we have this frustrating predicament where we have to switch to a new weapon, but luckily we have a short sword +1 that we started with, so we can use that. Using a mishmash of weapons here. In that chest you get the mail breaker, which is a dagger. And what was it? A piece of like armor that we're not going to be wearing. These guys are a little bit scary at first, but you'll see their moveset is incredibly slow. All you gotta do is just be patient. Dodging is pretty effective against them, and so is piercing attacks, so if you can stab them like that, you're gonna have a better time than if you're slashing them. Just keep dodging out of the way. It's really not hard. They do have one move though where they pull out randomly, about 5 to 10% of the time, where it's like a sort of diagonal slash instead of a downward slash, and that diagonal one, it actually strings into like a 4-swing combo, and if you get caught by that, it could be really dangerous, so just look out for that. There's another door that's locked, but if we come up here, we can get this item, life gem and a homeward bone, so pretty good. Nice to be stocking up on those. And this is just an area where you can see that guy up on that sort of pillar. He's going to be important in a little bit. Took a shot there, but taking care of these shield guys relatively easily. Healing up, and we're going to come get this item that's over here. I think I'm just checking the walls, just because you never know when some of these walls will just open up. As I said in the earlier video, I definitely do not know all the secrets. So basically my plan is to come through the game and then I'll try to get some secrets later. So the best way to take care of this area is to kill this guy as fast as friggin' possible, because that guy's standing there and he actually has a delayed reaction to come down. My first time through, I knew he was going to ambush me because I had watched a video about it, but when I looked at him, he was just standing there, so I was like, oh, okay, I guess he's not coming, maybe I didn't trigger him. Came up here, and then he backstabbed me, so he's just on a delayed timer, I guess. But in this corpse, we pick up the halberd, which is actually a pretty sweet weapon, although this one requires 20 strength to use, and that's a little bit more strength than I'm really wanting at the moment, so I won't be using it right now. Although if you have 10 strength, you can two-hand that weapon, and two-handing it is a really good idea. You can still block with it, and you still reduce a lot of the damage coming at you, and the halberd has a good moveset, and it does a lot of damage, so you know, you can expect to see me do at least one episode with a halberd. Oh look, there's a lizard here we're going to try to take out, and we keep smashing our sword off the wall, and we lost him. So there's that. You get to see me fail there. I was actually pretty upset that I missed that guy, and not even really because of the items he drops, but just because of the fact that I felt like I was cheated based on the moveset of the weapon I was using. I just couldn't land a good shot on him, so whatever. Other than that, we can just get out of here. And we're getting close to the end of the area now, guys. I know it's been a very long episode. You know, the Dark Souls 2 walkthrough is going to consist of videos that are this long. So if you're not a fan of that, then I apologize. You know, I guess this series isn't going to be one that you're going to want to watch. I totally understand, you know, that not everybody has an hour to spend watching YouTube videos. I definitely get that. You know, me, when I get home from work and I want to watch something, I only watch YouTube. I don't have cable, so I only watch YouTube. And so I'm cool with watching these longer videos, and I know that there are some popular people or popular YouTubers who make long videos, and they get lots of views as well. So I know it's possible for me to at least interest some of you guys. Anyway, I completely forgot about that ambush as well. We can't open that door right now, but yeah. Look at all the summon signs outside of the boss room. We can get mild-mannered Pate here, and I think there's some sort of quest line. I don't really know, but I'd rather take on this boss solo. So let's watch a cutscene here. That is terrifying. If that happened in real life and and this guy came chasing after me, I'm pretty sure I would just curl up in a ball and let him. Oh, taking a swipe there. This boss in reality though is incredibly easy. I'm actually super embarrassed that I took a shot there. I'm going to show you how to do it correctly. You don't even need a shield. Two-hand your weapon, roll through his legs, and just take a couple chops at his ankles. You can get greedy and come and take an extra shot every once in a while, which is what I did earlier, but I actually took a swat to the face. You don't have to if you want to be patient. Whenever he does this 3 stomp combo, after the 3rd stomp, there's usually time to take a stab at him. So, and then just duck out of the way, and just rinse and repeat. All you gotta do is roll through his legs. You don't even have to roll most of the time. Take a couple swings, or one, whatever, depending on how you feel. And just take him out. He does have a jump back like that. It's never bothered me, but I suppose maybe if he lands on you, he can hurt you, so I'd be careful. Another thing he does occasionally is he falls down. And if he falls down, he can actually one-shot you. I think I've only had to deal with that once ever. And I'm not sure if it was in this video or not. So after about halfway, he's going to rip his arm off and use it as sort of like a club. You know, pretty standard. That's what I do when I'm about half dead. You know, get a little bit more damage. His swings are still slow as hell, though, so you can just dodge under it. You can see a tree growing through this guy, too, so that also goes with what Melentia was saying earlier. There's like a tree halfway through him. Anyway, just rinse and repeat. This video is going to be coming to an end pretty shortly after I take this guy out. So while we do this, I just want to say... Oh, look at that! He fell. Okay, it must have been in this video then that happened. Just the moveset fucking us over there. We missed a whole bunch of times, but it really doesn't matter. Anyway, I want to say thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate your views. And have a good rest of your day.
bearer of the curse seek, lest this land